Hey guys, Anton here again with a new workout for you for today. We're going to do a nice little pull workout. So, how this session we did a leg workout, today's going to be a pull workout, and I'll work on doing a nice little push workout so we cover at least, for being home training at least 3 times a week, getting most of the muscle groups covered. And we did a full body to which you can do in between, and we did a cardio session as well. If you haven't seen the previous videos, please go have a look at it. Maybe you can take something out of it. I'm not saying it's the best videos out there. It's not. I'm new to this. I still have a lot to work on my editing skills. But yeah, have a look. Maybe you can learn something, take something out of it, try something new. Okay. Getting into it, I like using my bands, so I'll be using a band again for today just for demonstrations. Please don't only rely on bands. There's a lot more stuff you can do, like if you have small weights, you're perfect. A lot of us don't have it. I travel a lot, so I do have some bands. Buckets is perfect. You can fill them up with stuff. If you have cans of food, if you're a woman, perfect to do it with some cans of food for a start. You can always just up the rep range to get a better one of it and keep the nice isolation hold in the workout. So what I like to do is I like to do a nice explosive movement into the contraction and a slow release just to add some intensity to the workout. Right, getting into the pull workout, we're going to start with a little bit of back. So that's where we're going to start off. It's some bend over rows. So all I'm going to do, I'm going to take my band, I want to make it nice and short, put it out. All you want to do, you want to bend over, lower back nice and straight, shoulders nice and back, and you just want to pull. So imagine your elbow just going towards your hips, like there's a rope tied to it, just going back. And there you go, and you just do a 3-second release on it. You want to explode up, and a 3-second release. So meaning the 3-second releases, it takes 3 seconds to completely relax it all the way down. I would suggest maybe doing like a 10 to a 15 rep range on this. 3 sets is a really good way to start. Try it out and adapt. Meaning adapt, you can either add more sets, add more reps until you feel a nice workout going. Me myself, I would rather add the weight than actually just adding reps to it. I like to keep the same amount of reps, just add some more weight to it. So maybe just get a normal bag, put some more cans of food in it, bucket, add some more weight to it. You just go from there, alternating the sides, one side and the other side. Biggest thing with this, what I like to call it, you loop your back out. You'll see in all the workouts I do, this is the first thing I do. I'll get my shoulders back, I'll loop my back out, and I start. This way you know your back is safe from any injury. Right, moving out onto exercise number 2. It's just going to be a nice little row. So I got a band. I'm going to do a little puller row, and I'll show you some alternatives which you can do if you don't have a puller. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to loop it around the puller, meaning I'll take it, loop it around the puller and through itself. So around the pillar, through itself. If you want to make it tighter, add the resistance to it. You just walk back a little bit more. You want to bend your knees slightly. All you want to do is you want to pull your hands into your hips. And there you go. So this is going to be similar to a seated row. You're going to have a nice little seat, nice and wide grip. Just pull into your back and release. And same, explode into it. And a nice 3-second, 5-second release is good enough. 5-second, 3-second release. I would say similar again, 10 to 15 reps. Nice 3 sets on it. And if you don't have something like a band, you just want to work on form, you can use something like a broomstick. If you want to get more intense by adding weight, 2 buckets with added weight in it, 2 cans, you can actually just do similar to a dumbbell kind of effect. Just sitting more back, so instead of pulling directly up, tilting up a little, just getting that kind of motion, really hitting the medial spine and the upper part of your back, really just getting that upper part of your lat, really get that growing. Moving on to exercise number 3. Right, going on to exercise number 3 right here is similar. For me, I don't have anything here to do pull-ups, as I mentioned before in one of the previous videos. If you haven't checked it out, please go and have a look at it. Is for pull downs. So what I do is I stand and I bend to about a 90-degree angle, and I just do a nice pull using something like a puller and the band. If you do have just a normal bar at home, or if you have a roof or something where you can latch onto and just do pull-ups, this would be the ideal time to do some of that. So rep range to this is 10 to 15, 3 sets. So if I can show you, if you do have bands and you don't have a place to do pull-ups for, this is what I do. So I have my band, take a nice strong stance, I just bend over forward. All I do is I just pull. As you would do a pull down, you pull the bar in front of your face, into your chest. You can even do one-handed ones. You want to do nice neutral grip ones, get more flexion on the lat. Yeah, and that's for the pull down exercise. So that's the last one for back. Moving on to the next one would be more for shoulder. Exercise number 4, getting into it. I'd like using my band, so I'm still going to use my band. If you have cans of food or buckets, this is where you would be using that. All you want to do is stand nice and strong and go to 45-degree angle. So as your hands rest, if you have to put them down, as your hands rest on your legs, from here just with your weight, and you just go straight up, not directly to the side, not directly forward. You can add this to your workout. Me myself, I think you get the best results by doing at the 45 for the front and the back for the side, maybe a bit more for the front. This is how I do it. So I take the band, put a nice wide stance on it to make it a little bit tough. Arms at 45, and I just go up. There you go. And same with this, you just go 10 to 15 reps with this. 3 sets should be sufficient, and you can always just build on that. More reps, more sets, more weights. I actually did that in reverse. First, well, me myself, I prefer going first more weights. If you don't have any more weight to add more reps. To get to the rep where you start getting bored and doing something, just start adding more sets. Well, bored or the pain is too much, start adding more sets to it. Right, another nice one for delts that you can do. What I do is you can take some food or your cans or your weights, just bend over, and you do a nice little bent over row. My way that I do this is I take my band, I fix it around a pillar, and I do a little pillar pull, as I call it. So you latch onto your band, and look at all this stretch you get from your delt and your rear delt. All you do is you pull across, and that's your workout. Same with this. So if you don't have a band at home, all you can do is take some food cans, do it at the food cans, bent over. You can just do like a normal bent over row. Another one that I prefer doing, instead of maybe doing bands like that band is quite tough for me, is just the normal pull-up parts. So your normal TheraBand and the front, you just pull it apart. So if you do use the band, I would suggest anywhere from 10 to 15 reps. Try and gun it out for that. 3 sets. If you do food or lighter weights, you bend over and go, I would suggest 15 to 20 reps, 3 sets. And if you use the TheraBand, I would say anything from 15 to 25 reps, 3 sets, all depending on your advance and on your exercise and how advanced you are in the gym. Moving on, so number 6, I'm going to go into some concentration calls. I'm going to use the band again. If you're at home for a concentration goal, you want to put your elbow in the inside of your leg, let your arm hang, and just pull it up in a straight line. Just pull it up as like you want to touch your own elbow. So if you have weights at home, you'll be using the weights. if you have canned food, you'll be using canned food, a bucket or a bag with some weights in it, food in it, or whatever weight you're using. And all you do is put your elbow on the inside of your leg. You try to pull up in a straight line, touching your elbow. It's considered to be a concentration call. What I like to do again is I use my band, I fix it to a pillar, I walk until my arm is nice and straight. I can actually feel it pulling back in a straight line. I try to just go towards my shoulder, try to flex it. So in my case, what I try to do to get a better flex on the muscle is I try to push my elbow up to flex upwards, and then just curl in. Try to touch my shoulder. Sets with this as well. Bicep is a very, very tedious muscle. It's a very weird working muscle because it's small muscles. And you'll be working it throughout the whole section, so you don't need to do a lot about it. Anything you pull uses a lot of bicep to pull as well. So I would say 10 to 15 reps for the concentration calls, 3 sets on that. And moving on to exercise number 7 is just normal banded hammer calls. So I like doing this for arms, especially at the end of an arm workout, just to get that super pump in there, get that the brachialis working, making sure it's tight. But it's a small muscle between your biceps, actually coming up from your forearm. So, and what it does, if you exercise, it actually pushes your muscle up, giving you a bigger arm look, and so it helps to present a bigger arm. So what I like to do with hammer calls on arms, I take nice and low, and all I do, I curl up nice and fast, and I go down for a nice 3 second to 5 second negative, fast up, 3 second to a 5 second negative. What I also like to do is imagine it's a bar, and I try to pull it close to my body as fast as I can, and down. So you see me pulling my elbows back nice and fast. You get a nice tension on the bicep. I also like to do a mechanical drop set, since it's the last exercise we'll be doing. So start nice and low, nice and resistant. If you have a band, you do your 10, nice and release, fast up, nice and release, and you release a little bit more on the band, and you gun out your 10 reps. So you don't do a slow down now, you just gun out your 10 reps, and then you go to the top and you do your 10 reps. This is a more advanced exercise for arms. So I like doing stuff like this to get a good pump on your arms and really get it nice and swell. So this is my pull workout for lockdown, to be at home or any home workout. So this would be the pull one. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. I'm going to try to put up at least 2 videos a day, if not at least 1 a day, to help with any questions that's been asked. Please comment in the comment section for any ideas or suggestions you might have for videos, or something you want to know, or just ask. And yeah, subscribe, like the video, hit a comment. Thank you.